And deputy governors, cabinet secretaries.
We are working on the incentive framework for diaspora remittances, sir, and very early on you gave me a target of shillings 1 trillion in remittances, which I am happy to report we are working very hard on. We have seen a 14.1% increase in our remittances in this year, and we expect to close in a strong position. Excellency. Some of the things we've been able to do working with the CBK and others have been to launch, for example, the DAO CSD that now allows diasporians to buy treasury bills and bonds from an app or from a web platform. Excellency, as you're aware, you also gave us the very hard task of finding diaspora jobs for Kenyans, and together with the State Department for Labor and Skills and Social Protection and Skills, and the entire ministry and other players, sir, we have embarked on the Global Labor Market Strategy. And sir, to thank you for creating the Diaspora Placement Agency that now targets our ability to really take up the fruit of our bilateral labor agreements and be able to find opportunities for Kenyans abroad.
I was, maybe 2 weeks ago, as we were at the COP event, led by His Excellency the President. One of the news items that was running was that the Saudi Investment Fund had taken up 12% shares in Heathrow Airport. The Saudi Investment Fund purchasing 12% of Heathrow Airport. Now, I bring this as a vivid example because as the Saudi invest 12% in Heathrow Airport, have they uprooted it from London and taken it to Riyadh? It still remains an asset in the United Kingdom, but they are part of the profit process. We need to get our people to understand that when we talk about broadening the space, it's to bring in capital, to bring in technology, to bring in resources that you may not be able to raise on the local front. Now, it's this kind of engagement that I'll be putting across to you as members of the diaspora to enrich that debate on the local scene so that the broader aspects of us drawing capital and bringing in FDI can be seen from a broader perspective. We were having a light moment with the president here, and somebody said, why are you selling KICC? The government talked about privatization. They did not talk about disposal of KICC. Two distinct things. What would be wrong if part of the diaspora fund was to become a fund that invests, the Kenyan diaspora fund becomes part of the partnership in actually commercializing the KICC operations, but it is also an investment that benefits you and benefits the people of Kenya. So these are some of the engagements that I would say that might be very, very useful as you converse, so that we help in enriching debate here and broadening exposure so that people don't start imagining that the government of Kenya is on some kind of free-for-all disposal activity. That is not the case. It is so significant that this event is taking place here when we are celebrating 60 years of independence. That is a critical milestone. The message here is that the Kenyan diaspora has truly come of age, and it is therefore important that they take their rightful space in the development agenda of our country. A few days ago, I was in the UK, and I had an opportunity to interact with the diaspora there. They are raring to go. They want their footprint broadened. And therefore, this gathering here will give us that opportunity to enable that to happen. My request to you is that we need your help to also inform debate on the local scene.
All of us in the two main formations, we had identified housing as a very important program that will do 4 things for us. Number one, it will make sure that millions of Kenyans who live in indignity, 7 million Kenyans, good people, live in slums in your country. Informal settlements, greatest indignity, no water, no road, no electricity, no toilet, you know? We have 1,410 slums in Kenya. It's not just Kibera. You know, whenever we talk about slums, people think it is Mukuru and Kibera and a few places. 1,410 countrywide. So we need to liberate our people from the indignity of living in slums, number one. Number two, we need to get Kenyans to own a home. And for them to do that, we have to have social housing, we have to have affordable housing. We now will have a unit that will cost 400,000 with a tenant purchase of 3,000 shillings a month. And finally, a Kenyan will own a house. We've made it look like owning a house is the privilege of the people who have means. We must make it owning a house is a right for every citizen who lives in our country. We will stimulate the whole ecosystem of manufacturing of construction products. Recently, I was giving a check of 140 million shillings to, you know, those fellows on Ngong Road. You know those fellows there making furniture there on Ngong Road. Those fellows nowadays are entrepreneurs. You know, wale watu mnaona tu ni watu jua kali. Siku hizi wako noma sana. You know, they are doing for us doors, they are doing for us windows. They are now a company for a housing plan. So this beautiful project was in the manifesto of Kenya Kwanza. The same housing project, complete with percentages of the levy, was also in the Azimio manifesto. But when it came to implementation, my friends, that is where the devil lives. Nobody wanted it implemented. Because we all want to talk about it. It is good. You know, we go tell the people, we are going to do this, we are going to do this. When hardly people mean it. I am telling you, this time round, I am implementing it. As a country, we are entering the phase of economic transformation where opportunities abound in every sector. And we encourage you to seize your chance and reap a rich yield. You've heard from Susan, the governor of Nakuru, about the opportunities in our counties. They will have an opportunity to engage with you, I'm told, on Friday, so that you can explore the opportunities in various parts of Kenya. The richness of our nation, the diversity of our opportunities, and look at what each and every one of you can mobilize, either yourself, individually, collectively, or even working with other partners from where you currently work, to see how we can promote our country, because you are the foremost ambassadors of Kenya, wherever you are. I recognize, appreciate, and commend the Kenyan diaspora for its role in decolonizing, democratizing, and globalizing our economy. I encourage you to leave this conference with a strong resolve to do more and earn more from the opportunities that continue to unfold as we undertake the bottom-up transformation of our economy. Let us embark on this journey to build a nation that thrives on the collective efforts of its people, both at home and abroad. We are keen to work with you to harness your networks in order to channel more investments to Kenya and create opportunities to move this country forward. There are many agencies of government. There are many departments of government that will be having this conversation with you. The ministry has mobilized different actors in our economy so that they can directly answer some of your questions. They can directly canvass their positions with you so that you instead will be their agents wherever you are, because Kenya is the collective project of all of us. Whatever it is that each and every one of us can do from whatever position, whatever vantage that you have, should be for the greater good of our nation. We are a great nation. I am very confident about Kenya, and I'm very confident about the future. And I promise you that Kenya is going to change. This, our country. Take it from me, 10 years from today, people will come to Kenya and they will not recognize. We will have transformed this country in a very fundamental way. And it is going to take difficult, smart decisions, and I promise you we are very well underway in making sure that we change our country. We have always, I promise you, all leaders in Kenya, they know what should be done. Everybody knows what should be done. But it never gets done. So this time around, we are going to be intentional, we are going to be deliberate, because we must do it. Yeah, we must do it.